has had at least one bad teacher, one boring, horrible teacher. And we know what it takes to be a good teacher. And you want someone who is going to inspire and trigger some curiosity and make you enjoy learning. So that's one of the things that Luigi is very good at. That's much better there, isn't it? Okay. He wants to live in a world where people can learn by doing in messy, unusual, inventive ways without a fear of failure. Luigi is a person, an employee of the Exploratorium. He spent about 24 years in academia studying neuroscience, and then decided that he actually wanted to get involved in some creative education. I've had the privilege of working with him, not with him, but observing him, as I'm a volunteer at the Exploratorium, and I watch Luigi working with our explainers, which are generally high school students, and he's like a magnet to them. And coming up and wanting to learn something about magic, and he always includes what's going on with why we are tricked, why we are fooled, and why magic is such an interesting thing to so many people. So if I can just read one last part here. During his academic years, Luigi's research focused on uncovering how the brain is able to pay attention to its surroundings and learn from previous experiences. That has kind of been what has driven him in so many things and why he's such an amazing teacher to watch at the Exploratorium. And so without further ado, here's Luigi Anzivino.
My thanks. Thank you. Well, magic is the art of honest deception. Right? I mean, you all know that magic isn't real, and I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. That would be foolish at the Skeptics conference. But I am hoping to create the illusion of magic for the next half hour. So how do I get to do that? Well, like in most things that matter, consent is crucial. Because a magician's contract, unspoken contract with their audience is this: I'm going to try to fool you. And I'm going to use psychology, misdirection, showmanship, and all the tools in a cheater's arsenal to achieve that goal. But if I do that without your cooperation, then I'm not a magician. I'm a con man. Right? I'm a scam artist. I'm a charlatan. Given this crowd, I think you'd add priest and politician to that list too, right? So I have to have this contract with you. I have to come out and say ahead of time, I'm going to lie, I'm going to cheat, and then I'm going to do exactly as I told you. So you know, and you're safe, right? That means that in some way, you have to become complicit in your own deception. So let me give you an example of that. I want to do an experiment with all of you. Everybody, hold your right hand in front of you, palm up. And just feel with your other hand that in order for the hand to turn palm down, you have to turn at the wrist, right? Does everybody agree with me, yes or no? Yes. Perfect. Now let's see if we can subvert that statement. So don't turn your wrist, palm up, just lift your hand straight up. And now go across your chest, but don't turn your wrist. Now go back out without turning your wrist. Now we're going to do it again. Up, don't turn your wrist, across your chest. Now back out. Look where you are. What happened? Isn't that neat? I mean, I know it's not magic per se, but it has that same feeling of like, ooh, hey, I was deceived, right? How did I get here from there? There wasn't the bridge, right? So what is it? What's that piece of crucial deception that you operated on yourself? Well, you agreed with me on a statement that wasn't true, right? Somebody said no. Who said no? Good job, you guys. Exactly. The wrist is actually coplanar with your hand and never turns. What turns is the bones in your forearm. They rotate around each other. You can feel them, and it's your elbow. But, you know, I used language that seemed reasonable, and I nodded my head, and you all went along with it, and you said yes, and you said it out loud. And once you agree to a statement out loud, it's very difficult to backtrack and decide that you were wrong about that statement to begin with. So now you know how to have all your friends fool themselves. And just only use that power for good, okay? So I told you ahead of time that we have this contract. So I'm not going to try to take your money with a scam or anything like that, but I wanted to give you a flavor of what that would feel like. So, are you guys up for that?
Yes.
And we're going to play a little game. It's a con game. It's my favorite game. It uses a cup and a little ball. You might have seen this played on TV or maybe on the street even, right? Usually you have 3 cups and a ball, right? Or 3 shells and a pea. You've seen this? Yeah? How much money did you lose? No, never play for money. It's a scam. I said that, right? And usually it's 3 cups and a ball, and then they turn these around very rapidly, and you have to guess under which cup the ball is. Well, the way they play the game is unfair, because there's 3 moving objects, and you only have 2 eyes. So obviously that's unfair. So I've made it a lot more easy to follow with just 1 cup, 1 ball. That way there's no way any of you folks are going to lose track of it, right? Right. It's going to be easier than I thought. Here's how the game works. I'm going to shake the ball into the cup and put it in my pocket. Now the job is for me to sneak it back from the pocket under the cup without you catching me. You understand? So I have to move pretty fast to get that ball to go from the pocket to the cup, and you won't see it happen. Is everybody with me? You understand what's about to happen? Because nobody's ever quite ready for the rapid hand manipulations of the operator. That's me. I don't want any complaining that you weren't ready. You good to play? Sure. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Don't hold it in. It's better when you let it out. No, you understand that I fool you because of misdirection. Basic principle of misdirection. Your eye follows my gaze. So when I do the move, I focus all my attention onto the cup. Now everybody's looking at the cup right now, right? That's a mistake. If you look at the cup, you can't see the hand. You miss the moment it vanishes from here and reappears there. Yes. No, it's basic misdirection. If you wanted to take money off of people, you could do that into a betting game. Simple, right? I do the move, put this in my pocket, real sneaky. Now you can't be sure, cup or pocket, but it's 50-50. What'd you say there, cup or pocket? I'll give you a hint. I would go cup if I were you. Sir, cup, you're right, because I know actually where the little ball is, right? Now you understand, I can make you right or I can make you wrong. It doesn't matter. Even if I show you very clearly that the ball goes in the pocket, and you call pocket, it's going to appear there. If you say cup, it's going to be in the pocket because, well, I have an extra one. It's more like a lime, so not a... most people right now are wondering, where did that line come from? That's not the right question to ask. Is that as a clear answer? Trader Joe's. No, the question you should be asking is, how did it fit under the cup? No, because of the lemon. They don't, because they don't both. It's really hard to make them both. It'd be a lot easier to do this. Thank you. It's a magic grate. I love it. So, oh, hey, that popped up. I'm going to step over here. That's a bad idea. I'm going to be here. That way you can see me better, right? Before I decided to waste my time with magic, I spent a lot of time studying neuroscience. As Herb said, I have a PhD in neuroscience. And I spent some time studying how we perceive stimuli and we pay attention to things, and how does our brain make sense of all these things. And then I quit that path. I went to work at the Exploratorium. I became interested in magic, and it occurred to me that magicians have been using a lot of the same ideas and principles, but in a totally intuitive way and for entertainment purposes. So I started looking for connections between these two things. And I've been doing that for a while now, and I found a bunch of stuff that's really interesting. But this one thing that I'm going to show you, it's almost magical, convergence of these two worlds. So I'm going to show you a brief video. I promise you it's worth your time. And it is a magician, mentalist from Britain. His name is Darren Brown. How many of you guys have seen or know? Yeah, Darren is the man. This is from one of his early TV specials. And what he's doing is going around the streets of London, controlling people's minds. Let's take a look.
Excuse me, mate, do you know this area? Do you know the area? Do you know Road Rollins? Piccadilly Circus?
Oh, you draw the tree.
So through there?
Yeah, through there, through Leicester Square.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, go on for me. If it keep going this way. This way. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, careful of the car. Cheers, mate, thank you. I'm not even quite sure where we are.
He's switching with another person. People just don't notice. That's how they do it.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, can you just trying to work out where I'm going?
I'll show you one more.
We are here.
My absolute favorite.
Is it correct?
First here.
Do you know where we are on here?
And
In which direction do we go? Is that down in this direction there?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Just amazing. Now, you're all skeptics, so one of the things that might occur to you is, well, this is TV. So obviously what they did is they filmed 1,000 of these things. 3 idiots went for it, and that's all they're showing us. And that's a valid concern. It turns out that we know exactly what's happening here, because this, believe it or not, is a replication of a scientific paper. This is why I love this beyond compare. This is a scientific paper that deals with the phenomenon of inattentional blindness. It's something that in psychology has been known for a long time. And this paper was published in 1998 by Simon and Levin, called Failure to Detect Changes to People in Real-World Interactions. Doesn't make for good TV title, but obviously it makes for good TV. Because what Darren Brown did was an exact replication of this study. And these guys were graduate students at the time, and they went around campus asking people for directions. And then under cover of a piece of plywood, they would swap one for the other, just like you saw, and then keep going with the interaction. And then count how many people noticed that something weird had happened, how many people didn't. And then they chased those people down and asked them, hey, did you notice anything weird? And kind of got a number. Some people might have said like, oh yeah, I did, but I didn't want to say anything. And they got a number, how many people failed to catch the switch. And astoundingly, 50% of people, half the people did not see this. But being good scientists, they looked a little more carefully at the data, and they noticed that of the people that tended to see the switch, most of them were in their same sort of age range as the experimenters. And so they thought, well, maybe there is kind of an in-group versus out-group effect going on here. When somebody is part of your same social circles, you pay more attention to them. It makes sense. So what they did is they did the experiment again, and this time they were dressed as construction workers. And they were, differently dressed, but they both could be identified clearly as construction workers. And when they did the experiment that way, the rate of detection went down. Now, only 1/3 of people saw the switch. Now, think about that. It's understandable why this happens, right? Because, if you can easily categorize somebody as a construction worker, of course, well, you're not going to pay so much attention to the finer details. So you understand why this happens, but the point I think I want to make is that if I had asked you before showing you this, and if I were to switch for another person while talking to you, would you catch it? I think 100% of you would say, of course. But the truth is that under the right circumstances, 2/3 of you would miss it.
Were their voices matched?
I have no idea. But an interesting thing is that working at the Exploratorium, there is a perfect group of people that you can do this experiment with, which are the explainers. they all wear a very noticeable orange and black vest. And so they're very easily identifiable as explainers. And every year, as I do a training on magic and science, I tell them to try this experiment. And to start talking to somebody and then, switch behind a desk or something. And I've done it, and that has happened to me. People have not noticed. So the point here, I think, is that the way that we feel, that we are able to pay attention to things, is vastly different from the way that the brain actually works to pay attention to things and extract meaning from stimuli and from the world. So in this admittedly sexist, stereotypical image of multitasking, how many of you think you're a good multitasker? I have bad news. Multitasking, as far as the brain is concerned, it doesn't exist, right? The brain cannot multitask. What the brain does instead is single task switching. The brain does one thing at a time really well and then moves on. So if you look at this from the perspective of the brain, these are three very separate things. And the brain has to alternate and switch between these three things. And it's really, really good at it. It does it very efficiently and very rapidly. It's so good at it, in fact, that we think we're doing all three at the same time. But in fact, every time you switch tasks, there is a price that you pay, right? And that's both in terms of efficiency, but also resource depletion. Your brain has a limited amount of resources and capacity, and the more you use them up, the less you have for the next task. It turns out the magicians have been using that to their advantage for a long time. As I mentioned in the beginning, there's no such thing as magic. So when I'm creating an effect, say two impossible objects coming out of something that's way too small to contain them both, that's the effect, right? There is a secret method that I use to accomplish it. And because of that contract that I stated at the beginning, you know I'm about to do something sneaky when I come out here, right? So you're trying to do two things. You're trying to follow the effect I'm presenting to you, and you're trying to catch me at my grift, right? So I've put you in that situation where you're trying to do two things at the same time. Look at that. Now you're single task switching between those two things. And I can use that to my great advantage. I can pick one of those two things and make it a lot more compelling to follow. I'm going to pick the effect. I'm going to make the effect as compelling as I can and as easy as I can to follow. And magicians have developed so many strategies intuitively over centuries to do that. Narrative and storytelling is one of the main ways to do it, but also the thing I said was not a joke. Where I look, you will look. That's controlling attention, body position, dramatic tension, use of humor. These are all things that combine to create a compelling effect to follow. The more resources you spend by following the effect, the fewer you will have left to kind of catch the method. And so this is what magicians actually call misdirection. I feel that's one of the most misunderstood words in the magic vocabulary. Because most people think that misdirection means, I'm going to make you look away while I do something sneaky. And that is misdirection, but it's really bad misdirection. Because then everybody knows why they missed it. Magicians think of misdirection in terms of directing somebody's attention. And directing them towards something that is relevant, is important, is something that you do want to pay attention to. And just kind of as a byproduct of the way our brains are set up, that creates a big shadow at the periphery of that attentional spotlight where I can hopefully sneak in some sneaky moves. Make sense? So that's how magic works.
Luigi, I never hear you say the word illusion. I wonder why not?
You can use the word illusion, it's fine. I'm not particular. I think illusion is just another word for a trick, an effect, right?
As opposed to magic.
Right. Yeah, I'm not using magic as in, we're doing magic today, right? Not in the real magic sense, right? So now...
Catch you more easily if the sound was off?
Was that?
Would we catch you more easily if we were deaf?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But now that you know how magic works, I wanted to show you some magic. Now, it's not going to fool you, because I explained how it works. Make sense? So I don't expect it to fool you, but maybe it will entertain you. Are you guys up for that? Yeah. Excellent. For this, I will come down here, I think. Can everybody see me all right? No. Never mind, I'll come back up here. You know, my first love in magic, and my foremost love, is still magic with playing cards. So I wanted to show you something, my favorite trick with playing cards. It's not a very good trick, but I like it a lot. And I'm going to need you know, this is a beautiful tool to me. It's all it is, 52 pieces of paper, right? Nothing more, all on a stack. You could do so much with it, so many stories, so many effects. And this is what I'm going to show you. I need 2 people to come up here and be my helpers. Maybe the 2 people at the end. Do you mind coming up here and helping me out? And you as well? Just the 2 people at the ends. Thank you. Let's make them feel welcome, because it's really hard to be up here on this stage. Thank you. Can everybody see them? Great. Somewhat? It's okay. You'll get it. You'll get it. I'm going to get your names in a second, but first, between the 2 of you, I could shuffle these cards for half an hour. I have the sense that they wouldn't trust me. And they'd be right. Between the 2 of you, who's the better shuffler?
Not me.
Okay, we'll go with you. No, because it's easier for me. You can use the table if you want. Give this a shuffle. Do what you need to do.
When you close the laptop, you can see the work.
Oh, for sure. I don't need that anymore. When you're satisfied and you realize it doesn't matter, whichever occurs to you first, you can hand me 10 cards. Count them out loud in my hand, please. Out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10.
Great. Let's give her a big applause. That was beautifully done, wasn't it? And your name? Elizabeth. I'll take the rest. Take these and put them somewhere where I can't touch them. Put them somewhere on your body. No, that was a good choice. I like that. Did I mention this is my favorite card trick? Understand why. Are they safely tucked away?
They are.
Great. And your name?
Lauren.
Lauren. Same thing with you. 10 cards into my hand, please. Out loud.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That was beautifully done. Doesn't she deserve an applause as well? You know where these go? Thank you. Oh, that's very nice. That's very creative. Now, a question. Are they facing in or facing out, the cards?
In.
In. Good. They're much happier that way.
In.
I just wouldn't move around too much because paper cuts are really hard to explain later on. I went to this conference. It was about skepticism. This guy was a magician, neuroscientist, but he did some magic. And he asked me to put, you understand how that doesn't look good later on. So just, yeah. Great. Sir, what's your name?
Faz.
Faz?
Yep.
Faz. Elizabeth here took 10 cards and put them away delicately on her body. And Lauren did likewise. Faz, I'm going to need you to take one out. No, oh, these ones. No, no, stay there. In fact, I don't trust him. You should have seen his eyes. He was like a tennis match. Where do I go? Faz, of these ones. Come on. It's a family friendly. No, you can stay right there. Don't worry. I don't trust you anymore. Let's do it this way. I'm going to go like this with my fingers. You just call out stop whenever you want, okay?
Stop.
Right there. Beautiful. Now, whatever card Faz picked, that's going to be the number of cards I move. If you pick like a 7, I'll move 7. If you pick a picture card, I'll move 10. Okay? You pick 3. Okay? So I'll move 3 cards. That means I'll take 3 away from you, and I'll give them to you. Now, your choice. I have 2 ways of doing this. Would you prefer to see magic or sleight of hand?
Definitely magic.
Magic, yeah, most people choose magic. Definitely. Okay, here we go. This is card number 1. Can you see the invisible card?
I had an invisible friend, so yeah, definitely. I can totally see it.
Just seeing invisible cards, that's never good. Card number 2. Did you feel anything at all?
Nah.
Yeah, I've been having that problem lately. That's card number 2. Card number 3, we're gonna switch it up. Elizabeth, take the invisible card and put it away with the rest. That's good acting. Now, if I did what I said I was going to do, you should now have 7. This math is hard. And you should have 13. Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment tonight, those same 3 cards will now travel back from Elizabeth to Laura, making it twice as difficult. No? You guys don't trust you want to see because you're all skeptics. And you should not come tonight. Okay, we'll do it the hard way. How many did you start with, Lauren?
10.
10. Take them out. Count them out loud into my hand.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Are there any more? Show everybody.
They were in my boot. You could see them.
Elizabeth, how many did you start with?
10.
10. Take them out and put them in my hand. One by one. When she gets to 13, the huge applause will be all for you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Thank you. Yes. Good to go. Thanks. Weren't they amazing? Great. Magic is so good. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, sure, magic boy. That was probably some fancy sleight of hand. You did something real fast and we couldn't see, right? See, I can read your mind. Because I'm psychic. No, I'll prove it to you. I'll read your mind. Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Read your mind? Faz, I feel like you and I have a relationship now, so I feel like I could read your mind maybe? Would that be okay?
I guess so.
Well, good. Don't be too enthusiastic. Some reservation. It's going to be about cards, because you understand, if I could read your mind about anything I wanted, I'd be a rich man. I'm not a rich man. So it's going to have to be about cards. First of all, make sure that these cards, they're all different, yes? Right? And they've been shuffled, right? So, but I'm going to have to sleight of hand proof the deck. Otherwise, you're going to think it's all fancy finger flinging. So you see, with a rubber band around them, I can't cut, shuffle, or manipulate these cards easily. Easily being the operative word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the cards, and you're going to call stop and look at a card, and that's going to be the card that you remember.
Okay.
Remember to remember the card. If you forget the card, I look like an idiot.
Okay.
But don't think of the 9 of clubs. Don't think of this one, because otherwise, if I say this, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, that was easy. So somewhere in the middle, I'm going to go real slow. You say stop, and look at a card. You get it?
All right.
Okay. You want to look away.
Stop.
Do you like this card? Do you want me to go further?
No, I like that card.
You like it?
Yeah.
Are you going to remember it?
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
Don't make me look bad. Great. Now, I feel like I could easily read Faz's mind because, easy. But I'm going to challenge myself. I want to read more than one person's mind. So for this, I'm going to need another rubber band. Does anybody have? Oh, I got one. Because I will toss this into the audience. So I need extra safety here. Okay, this should be pretty solid. Yes. I'm going to toss this deck into the audience like that. If it comes towards you, it's crucial that you catch it. Don't let it drop it like a hot potato. It's just a deck of cards, nothing more, nothing less. When it gets to you, what I want you to do is this. This card is just for you. Take a peek in the center somewhere and remember that card. Does everybody get it? I'm about to toss it. Ready? Here we go. Nice catch. What's your name, sir?
Chris.
Chris. Peek at the middle. One card. You got it?
Yeah.
Don't forget it. Remember it?
Yeah.
Great. Now I want you to toss or pass the deck to the back, to the front, to the sides, to somebody that you don't know. It's not in your group. Nice catch. Good toss, Chris. What's your name?
Lou.
Lou? Lou. Peek at a card in the middle, anywhere you want. You got it?
Yep.
You will not forget that card? Perfect. Will you pass or toss the deck somewhere? Nice catch. What's your name?
Jim.
Jim. Jim. Peek at a card anywhere you want. You got it?
Got it.
Do not forget it, Jim.
Don't forget it.
Pass it to the side or to the back, wherever you want. Oh, that is a sneaky toss. What's your name?
Alan.
Alan? Alan, peek at a card in the middle for me, please. You got it?
Yes.
Don't forget it. Perfect. One more, please. Nice catch with assurance. You got a card?
Yes.
What's your name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Gabriel, do you mind either tossing or walking the deck back to the front, Gabriel? Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. Does everybody remember their cards? As I'm going to read everybody's card. If you've peeked at a card, I want you to stand up and keep standing. Now, I'm going to read all of your minds. No, I am. I'm going to read all of your minds. It's going to take me a minute. Okay, I'm going to name some cards now. This is very important. If I name your card, don't give it away. No reaction. Poker face. Okay? Here we go. Nine of diamonds. No reaction, please. Nine of diamonds. Two of hearts. Eight of hearts. Four of spades. Queen of clubs. Lou, I named your card, didn't I? You can sit down. Jim, I named your card, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Please sit down. Gabriel, I can tell I named your card. Yeah, you can sit down. Chris, I named your card.
Yes, you did.
Please sit down. Alan, I named your card. You can sit down. That's what are you doing still standing? I didn't name your card. I didn't name your card. I didn't.
Yeah, that's right. You did not name my card.
There's always one. No, it's not your fault. It's mine. It's my fault. Here's what I want you to do. You just project the image of your card, really bright, okay, to me. Technicolor. There's no color. I'm not seeing any color. This is black card. Ace of clubs? Ace of clubs.
Yep.
You can sit down. Thank you, Skeptical. Thank you so much. Hopefully that entertained you. I know it didn't fool you. That's my show. Thank you very much.